Welcome in, guys, to More Important Issues. Again, I apologize. So the camera quality's fixed, but that doesn't necessarily mean everything's fixed. We're going to hit some bumps in the road, but again, we're going to work through it. So we got off for just a second. We are back on, and we're ready to roll. Hopefully without kinks. If kinks come, though, we'll work them out. We're just fighting through, trying to survive.
Unfortunately, it doesn't make us any prettier, right?
It doesn't. The camera cannot make us better. That's probably the error that occurred. If it looks at us for more than 2 minutes, it just cuts off.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened, but we're just fighting to survive like ball baseball. And they'll play here, and hopefully we get our episode over. We may run over a little bit. I think that maybe something exciting will happen in the first inning, and you'll get to see our live reaction, I guess.
Yeah.
That's just what you got to hope for. So here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's get it. We're ready to do and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, June 2nd, June 6th. I'm putting us way earlier in the summer. But we're here, and guys, ball baseball's still playing. Get to keep saying that every Sunday, and it feels good.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. Friday. Well, first of all, first NCAA tournament appearance since 2005 for Vol baseball. It looked like the lots were a little bit too big for them on Friday. They faced Liberty, who they beat earlier in the year, back in February, and lost that game 1-6. The only real run that they got was a home run from Evan Russell late in the game. And then yesterday, played an elimination game against UNC Wilmington. Won that game 10-3, just kind of jumped on them early and never looked back. Ricky Martinez was a hero in that one. He was 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And then Connor Pavoloni late in the game had a grand slam, and that was his only hit of the game, but he had those 4 RBIs. And that one was absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
Off the bat, I don't know why the center fielder moved, but he really didn't have to. It was gone.
He gave that light jog that coaches like to see.
Yeah.
Give you a little bit of effort.
Yeah.
Because if it's not gone, you're in trouble. So he gave that minimal effort where it was like, I wanted to catch it.
Right. Yeah, didn't really whatever. Yeah, he made the coaches happy. I give him that.
Exactly.
Then today you face Liberty again in an elimination game, and jumped on them early. You got later in the game, it was tied 3-3. They switched pitchers up and brought in their All-American closer to face Andre Lipsius, and Lipsius made them pay. Took the All-American off the scoreboard in left field, a no-doubter to make it 5-3. They're able to get another run back in the next inning, and then Tennessee led 5-4 going into the bottom of the ninth. And Tennessee had their closer, Redmond Walsh, who gave up a single and then a bunt for a hit, and then he walked a batter to load the bases with no outs. So you're thinking, crap.
Yeah.
And then it got worse. Redmond Walsh hit the next batter to bring in the game-tying run. And so still you have bases loaded, no outs. But guess what? Redmond Walsh has ice in his veins, gets a line out to the first baseman, and then gets a weak ground ball right back at him. And then they turn the 1-2-3 double play to end the inning. And then Andre Lipsius, again, gets on base. And with 2 outs, the freshman, Jake Rucker, the hero, comes in, singles to left, brings in Lipsius. Tennessee leads. And then the bottom of the 10th, Redmond Walsh just slammed the door. And that was all she wrote. So that's why Tennessee finds themselves, I wouldn't say in the driver's seat, but I feel like they have some confidence. They faced elimination twice and have overcome that, and now they face elimination 2 more times.
Yeah.
If they win today.
Right.
Yeah. So they got win today, and then they'll face UNC again tomorrow to see who goes to the Super Regionals.
Yeah, I definitely you mentioned the confidence. The way you ended that Liberty game, obviously you were able to go beat UNC Wilmington, which was nice. And then the way you ended that Liberty game, I feel like probably a good way to end it going into UNC.
Yeah.
Maybe it gives you a little bit of energy and a little bit of urgency, being close and having to go to extra innings. Thankfully, just one extra inning, you didn't kill yourself. And hopefully that carries over to tonight. Hopefully the double header isn't too much weight on us.
Yeah.
So
no, there's just some dogs on this team.
they want to play.
Jake
I think
Rucker,
it was Ricky Martinez said there's a lot of guys on this team that just want to keep wearing Tennessee. So
Yeah,
they wanna keep wearing the
I mean,
Tennessee jersey.
there's a lot of fight and grit in this team, and I think Tony Vitello has done a great job of instilling that into his players. And I think he recruits those kind of players. Alex Solara, you look at him. Ricky Martinez, like you said. Jake Rucker, the hero today, the freshman coming up. Tie game, extra innings, elimination game with 2 outs. And just has a great swing and, drives one to left field to bring in the game-winning run. You can't ask much more of this team. We're talking about just getting to Hoover, and now we find ourselves in the regional final in the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So what a season. Hopefully it keeps going. We'll see here in about 30, 40 minutes just what Tennessee's made of.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you mentioned you don't just have to win this game, you got to win the next one, and they both are unfortunately elimination games. So obviously very important that you win them.
Yeah.
And go play in Atlanta maybe, and another short draw, another very easy traveling distance for Volunteer fans.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where it will be at. I know Georgia Tech won their elimination game today, so they'll face Auburn, I think, later on today. So we'll see kind of where that heads. I'm not really sure if the national seed doesn't advance, where it actually goes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I read something about it. The 2 teams will bid on where to have it.
Interesting.
And I also saw where there was a neutral site also. So I'm not sure. I have no clue. If somebody could tell me that'd be great. Let me know. And then
If you just add it in the comments. I'll try to multitask. I'm not the greatest at it, but I'll give you my best effort. That's for sure.
A for effort.
A for effort, definitely. I can put forth effort. It's not always the best effort, but it's effort. Don't worry about that.
Dogs.
Yes, we want to see him advance. That 2005 team got all the way to the College World Series. Wouldn't that be fun to do again?
Oh yeah,
that'd be fun. That'd be awesome. I can't. Was it Tom? I can never pronounce his last name. I'm gonna try it. He talked about how much fun it was to be a part of that. Like a team that goes that far, and then just baseball's kind of a different sport, so it's very different. And he had a long tweet, maybe like a Twitter thread about it, and it was very interesting to read. Just because it doesn't get the same attention March Madness gets, or the college football playoff or BCS games, but it's definitely still quite the ride.
I mean, I was looking at Tennessee's 2005 team, and then I immediately thought about the MVP baseball 06, where that first college baseball game that they came out with
was great, by the way.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Yeah, it was a great game. And that team was actually – that 2005 team was a team you played with in that game.
Oh.
So, it had JP, Aaron Sebia, Julio Bourbon.
Whoa. First baseman number 34.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy now.
Yeah. There was no likeness in that game at all. And then Chase Headley, who recently, I think he retired but had a long career in the majors.
Yeah.
And now he's done. So that's a long time ago.
Did you use Tennessee every time, or were you like me and just played with the best team?
Oh, Tennessee was ranked 9th, if I remember correctly.
If I remember correctly from that game, I think it was Baylor and Rice were really good on that game.
Rice was
good. With them all the time.
Texas was good. They were on the cover, so they obviously had to be good. Who else was good? Clemson was good. Miami and North Carolina, I think, were all good. There was a lot of the ACC teams were really good, and then you had some SEC teams also. But
I hate that we had to play at an ACC opponent. When I think about it, God, it pisses me off. I feel like those are the 2 conferences right now that are battling for supremacy in most sports.
Right.
So that's why it makes me mad. No other reason than that.
But I'm interested to see kind of where Tennessee stands after this MLB draft. I'm wondering who goes and who stays. I think probably 2 guys that are for sure would be Andre Lipsius and Garrett Stallings. Other than that, I mean, Andrew Schultz probably because he throws 100 miles an hour. But other than that, Ricky Martinez might go. He's great defensively. Other than that, I just think Tennessee returns most of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to lose your ace. You're going to lose your best hitter.
We've talked about this pretty much since the beginning of this year. It's like it's one of those things. It's like bittersweet kind of deal. You want an experienced older team that's played a lot, but it's also cool that you have these young guys that most of them will return, and so they're getting that experience that they wouldn't normally get.
Yeah.
So that is nice. And I mean, we talked about last year. You had a bunch of freshmen, especially that bullpen was pretty young, and now they're still young, but they got a ton of experience last year. That's obviously helping them somewhat this year. The postseason's a different story. Postseason, there's no one on this team with postseason experience, and it's a new ball game. They seem to, in the last 2 days, have at least found some kind of rhythm and maybe shaken off some of those, tournament woes and kind of, I guess, jitters. Hopefully that's the case. And, confidence.
Yeah, and
won a lot of confidence.
You're talking about that bullpen, those freshmen that came in the year before this. And Garrett Crochet was part of that. And speaking of dog, that man had a broken jaw 2 weeks ago. And has come in, and wanted to go back in. So he's back, and he's throwing well. He threw well today. He threw well yesterday. So hopefully we're able – and he's projected – if he has a season they think he's going to have next year, he'll be a first-round pick in next year's draft.
There you go.
So, big time.
Definitely.
Speaking of players not returning, Jordan Bone.
Bittersweet is the word to use. It is awesome to see him get a chance. I think we said he was probably one of the more NBA ready guys, and just in terms of kind of how his game would translate. Mm-hmm. I think he was the guy. I know I said, and I think you even said it, the day they announced that they were gonna put their name in the draft and test the waters, we were both like, he's gone.
Yeah.
Like Grant Williams, we felt like had a chance just because of how his game might translate, and then just the way Jordan Bone's kind of he never was on campus working out. He was always in Nashville or wherever, and it just felt like his time had come to an end. And I don't think he holds ill feelings towards Tennessee at all. I don't think that has anything to do with it. It just felt like he was ready to leave, and I think his game will translate really well. I think he's one of the better guards in the draft, and definitely one of the fastest, and one of the more naturally athletic ones. But it does suck. I feel like he just improved every game he was at Tennessee. So it would have been nice to see what we do with him next year. There's plenty to replace him, though.
Yeah, I think as soon as the NBA Combine started, and he was number one at his position in like basically everything. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, he's probably gone.
That man is a goner.
But I think a lot of like leaving early has to do with money. I think it's you get money for playing in the NBA. You don't in college. But what if you did get a little bit of money in college? Do you think that would change his decision at all?
I think it would definitely make you weigh more options. Look at R.J. Hampton.
Yeah.
He was. I don't know what his contract looks like, but it can't be making a ton of money.
Right.
In a New Zealand basketball league. But it also, another thing that affects it is, at least for R.J., was one of his things was like he doesn't have to do the school stuff. When you're in school, which means some of the guys they realize the degree is invaluable. They probably will need it farther down the line. But for him, it was he got to be in the gym all day, or however much he needed, be in the gym. It was basketball, and he was kind of, and he got the opportunity to make money right out of college, and he didn't feel like it affected his NBA draft stock. So I think in college, one of the things, I think money will fix a lot of that. Yeah, I do, and especially if you're able to start paying guys that maybe need to stay in school longer. It just helps them. Yeah. I'm not saying, you can't pay them a lot. It's not possible. But if you're able to pay the guys that are, probably not going to make a career of the NBA or a long career in the NBA, now you're just helping the athletes that are coming through either your school programs or your guys that are your employees of the NBA. You're just helping those guys out.
Yeah. I would like for him to just get like if it was just, it wasn't the actual university paying them. It was like, okay, you have the ability to go get paid for signing autographs,
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
making money off your likeness.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be ideal. And I don't know Jordan Bone personally, so I don't know if that had a huge factor, but it makes me wonder, like, if that was different, would he still be at Tennessee?
I mean, you got to assume that was part of the role.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he just...
Because when you think about it, it's a easy... You get paid to play basketball, what you love to do, or you come back to Tennessee, which you love as well, but you have to go through school, which, if you like school, you're weird. No offense to anybody who does like school.
But you're weird.
But yeah, you're weird.
But I mean, it's so many things I think played into it. And he played some of his best basketball at the end of the year. So the last time NBA scouts watched him, he was at his best, and I think that's going to play a big role in it.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of things played into the Jordan Bone decision. Money, you just have to. It's got to be money was a factor, no matter what he says or anyone else says. Money. I'm not saying it was the deciding factor, but it was a factor, and probably a larger factor more than likely. But I haven't seen where he's going to fall in the draft. I imagine there's a good chance he sneaks into the second round.
Yeah.
He is a shorter guard, but I think his speed and his ability to elevate definitely
He's
helps
actually
offset
taller
that
than I thought he was.
He's still shorter, but
yeah,
and his wingspan is pretty good too. He's got a lot of length. So.
I thought he was like 6'1", but they have him listed as 6'3". I don't know if that's...
Was that his...
Is that helping or hurting? I don't know.
Really? 6'3"? Was that like his NBA or is that like the UT Sports?
That's ESPN. Has him listed at 6'3". I don't know. I
need to see the NBA one.
I don't know what his actual
the NBA one humbled Grant Williams quite a bit. His was like 6. One of them was like 6'6" and like a third. And then I saw one that was like 6'7" and a couple inches.
Yeah, so one had him listed at like 6'5", and then it was like 6'7" with he's 6'7" with shoes.
Okay. So I thought I saw one that was like that was pretty nice. I think he's always been listed at 6'8", right?
Yeah, something like that.
And then I think I saw one that was like closer to that, like 6'7" and whatever.
Yeah.
But like a quarter of an inch or something like that. And I was like, oh well, that one's
I don't know.
That one's friendly.
I really hope Jordan Bone doesn't regret that decision.
I don't think he will. I
want him to get drafted. So if he doesn't get drafted, I feel like it'll be kind of like crap.
Right.
Maybe not. I don't know. It definitely depends on where he goes as well. But Tennessee loses that 13.5 points per game, 5.8 assists per game, and 3.2 rebounds per game. So that's big shoes to fill next year, especially for a freshman.
Absolutely. And with all this talk, we've got some also retiring players leaving Tennessee programs. Unfortunately, too early.
Right. So you have tight end James Brown retiring, and then you also have Darren Kirkland Jr. retiring. I think both of them dealt with injuries while they're at Tennessee, but Darren Kirkland Jr. is one that played as a freshman, looked like he was going to be a star at Tennessee, and it just injuries hampered that. And when he came back, he was going to transfer, came back, just wasn't the same player that he was before his injury. So hate that for him. Wish him the best. It seems like Jeremy Pruitt really liked Darren Kirkland Jr. He wasn't the same player, but he liked kind of his mentality. He liked his leadership ability, and I think that's the biggest thing that got him on the field last year. There was a lot of lack of depth as well, but it seems like he was a leader on that defense, and that's what got him on the field.
Yeah, I hate to see those guys go. And one thing I want to talk about, kind of just touch on, David, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, Ubin from The Athletic tweeted it. I mean, how often have you seen players retire this early due to things that, weren't head injuries?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a good point. And there were a lot of guys that just had really, it seemed to be bad, nagging injuries while Butch Jones was here. And a lot of that, people blame on the training program, the strength and conditioning program. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of people, I think, question just how much can you love football when kind of what was being said around the program, if that's true. Yeah. So that's, that's unfortunate. And you hope a lot of these guys still love football. And I think someone even said Darren Kirkland Jr. has a lot going for him outside of football. Yeah. And so that's good. That's a positive thing. But hopefully these guys have been playing the sport for, you got to assume, at least 8 years, probably longer, but at least 8. And you just hope you don't leave the game and forever because of whatever happened in those few years.
Jeremy Pruitt said that there will be a job for him in that department. I mean, if he wants it. Yeah. I mean, so that's good to see. I mean, that's a lot coming from, I wouldn't say he quit, but he retired. Yeah. So I mean, he's done playing. You're done playing football for that coach, and for that coach to come out and say there's a job waiting for him, and that's awesome to see.
Yeah, and he's done before his eligibility, which is tough. But I mean, it's obvious the coaching staff and Coach Pruitt think highly enough of him to say that about him.
Yeah. So I mean, there was going to be some competition there at linebacker this year with, you have Will Ignat, J.J. Peterson, Batuli's there. You have a lot of Henry TuoTuo is another one, Kavaris Crouch. So there's a ton. There's not a ton. There's some depth there this year where, maybe getting him on the field wasn't going to be as easy as it was last year.
Right. Absolutely. Speaking of football, there's already been some football news, and a lot of people have been like, I mean, just how somebody mentioned to me this week about how they're kind of already sick of the football talk, and I was like, it's only June and it's going to get worse. They're sick of the overreacting.
It never
about
stops.
football stuff, and I was like, I mean, this is our first few weeks in a while where there's just been nothing going on. I know baseball's going on, but the realistic point of view is just not a ton of people follow baseball right now. Hopefully that changes with what Tony Vitello is doing. So a lot of people still want to talk football, and even if baseball is real popular, people are going to talk football. In March, Tennessee was filling Thompson Bowling with 21,000 people every other night, still talking football. So it's just going to happen.
It'll never stop.
And what really kind of spiked a lot of that is TV times for the first 3 weeks have been announced. Yeah. Georgia State, 3:30 game. How you feel about that? I like it.
I do.
You don't have to wake up too early to start the year, and kind of eases you into tailgating. Yeah. You can get there at a comfortable 11, and then 12.
When you go home, if you win, you go out. It's not too late.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Hopefully win that game. I mean, it might be one of those games. What game was it that? It was a homecoming last year where we were just pissed that we were even in the stadium. Who we play? It wasn't Charlotte. UNC Charlotte, was it?
Was it?
I don't remember. Anybody know the homecoming?
I think it was.
Was it UNC Charlotte? And I about cried as we sat up there and had to watch that thing. It was terrible. I mean, it was just bad football.
It wasn't UTEP. UTEP was at the first of the season. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was UNC Charlotte. Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, that makes it even worse. But I don't know how, but it does. But yeah, that one was terrible to sit through. So hopefully Georgia State isn't the same. Hopefully you do get to go out after. That would be ideal. But I like that. I like the 3:30 time. It will be hot because it is August. It'll be very hot. That means you just get to drink water or other things. Water.
Maybe.
Make sure you bring water.
There might be other things to drink.
There will be at the tailgate.
Oh, yeah.
There might be at the game.
I was talking about the game.
We'll have water at the tailgate. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll actually, since it's a 3:30 kickoff, we'll actually have water in the water cooler this time instead of something else. So we'll bring water.
And then September 7th, you got BYU at 7.
Heck yes, man. I'm pumped.
The Mormons are coming.
I'm pumped. I think that's going to be a fun game.
For a Saturday night in Eland.
That's going to be a real fun game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's kind of it's your out of conference opponent that you're not going to face a lot. And it's are they in the Pac-12?
No, they're in
So it's not a Power 5.
MWC. They're not. I don't think they're MAC.
Mountain West. The Mountain West.
Mountain West, yeah. Is that NWC conference?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they are.
Okay.
They're not Power 5 now.
Yeah, but it's still like a bigger,
right? They're
bigger name.
They're a well-known opponent.
Right.
Yeah, I mean I think they've technically won a national championship because I think people were making fun of Vandy for. No, they're independent.
Oh, are they?
Yes, they have been in the WAC. They were in the Mountain West till 2010. Yeah, there you go. Learn something every day.
Good for them.
Absolutely, and then you get Chattanooga at 12. So another game
that sucks.
It is. I'm not a big noon game fan. A noon game fan. Noon game. I don't know how to say that. Noon game fan. Fan of noon games.
Yeah, they're
but
the worst. They're the absolute
good
worst.
news about noon games. Mimosas at the tailgate. So that's good. Let us know in the comments or tweet.
At least
us,
it's
whatever.
not dead August.
No,
at least it's getting into It's getting a little cooler.
Yeah,
you would hope.
Hopefully, but let us know in the comments or tweet at us. Tell us what you think about the schedule. I like the schedule as a whole for the year. I think it's it eases up for us a little bit this year with the Mississippi State game. But you also get a tougher opponent in BYU where like it's not West Virginia tough, but it's like it'll challenge you a bit.
Right.
So I like that game in terms of what we need where we're at as a program right now. I think it'll be good for us. So let us know.
But easier. So bless up.
Yeah. Let us know what you think about the game times. Let us know what you think about the games. Because we haven't really talked about the schedule a whole lot. We did like a way too early prediction a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
But we did that. Knox Tennis asked, is it too early to get a read on this football staff ability to develop players? Yes, I think. Yeah. I think this year can be a big determining factor.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they've done a decent job in some positions.
Yeah.
And others. So I think it's early, but I think I can confidently say this at the moment. I think they've done a good job of developing players at certain positions, not so good at others. I think in the secondary, you've developed several players. I think you also got more talent there this year. It was young talent, but it was talent.
Yep.
But you did a pretty good job of developing. I thought our running backs were really talented, but I thought you also had a lot of depth there this year. So that was good to see. I mean, other position, offensive line, I just hate to judge a staff on this offensive line at the moment. I really do.
Yeah.
When you look at that, I think you have to say they did a really poor job at the moment, but I also think it's a little unfair.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Yeah. And then I think linebackers, I expect more. I don't know if they'd done poor last year, but I definitely expect more.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel.
I mean, I expect more from kind of every position,
right.
especially quarterback. I feel like that has to get better.
This year, I think you have hopefully a better developer there.
Yeah. So. You got somebody who's kind of overseeing the whole offense without having to coach one main position. So I think you have kind of a supervisor and you have everybody else kind of coaching there.
Yeah.
So I think the whole offense as a whole should be better. I think Jeremy Pruitt, you're going to see him more on that defensive side of the ball, so you expect that to be better as well. Mm-hmm. So I think every position should be better.
Right.
I want to see the offensive line intrigues me a little bit because you're probably going to have 2 freshman offensive linemen.
Yeah, starting day one.
Yeah, so I mean they're coming in, and I feel like they're going to have freshman mistakes at first, but I want to see them at the end of the year. Is that group a lot better from the start to the finish?
Right.
Because it's in the past couple of years it's been consistently bad, or it's gotten worse because of injury.
Right.
So I want to see if it's better. I feel like you have a good idea of what this staff can do with player development.
Absolutely. So I think it's a little too early, but I think our assessments were also fair. So at the end of next year, Knox Tennis, maybe we'll sit down and talk some more about that. Soldier Boys Flow. I like that at name, Soldier Boys Flow. Also said, I think 8 wins is feasible. So that's about our schedule. I don't know how to say this correctly. 8 wins is definitely feasible. I will be very happy with 8 wins right now.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't put money on it.
No. And I think 8 wins is way more likely if you get to a bowl game. Like 7-5 to finish the year, get that bowl game win over a crappy Big Ten team.
Yep.
I think it's definitely possible. We talked about it last week. If we get 8 wins, we'll be pretty pumped and in terms of where this program needs to get in year 3, year 4. So, yeah, 8 wins is definitely feasible. It is feasible.
Yep.
But and I'd be happy with it as well.
I agree. I completely agree.
So another thing I want to talk about, because you kind of mentioned it, was the alcohol ban, or the alcohol ban being lifted. I mean, one thing I'll say is I don't think it's a huge deal. I don't know how, like, where I stand on it. I mean, I guess it's good. I mean, people are going to drink either. If they're going to drink, they're going to drink. If they're not, they're not. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever's fine by me.
You can just make some money off of it.
Right. I think one thing I will say is everyone's kind of like talking about how it'll be controlled and stuff. And, I mean, I don't think selling alcohol in stadiums is going to make the environment more dangerous to anybody. Because maybe they'll get more, since they're selling it, they probably will get more strict and, letting people sneak it in.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're already strict. I mean,
I don't know. I know someone who has no problem. I have a friend.
I mean, I guess it's where you put it. I don't put it anywhere I shouldn't.
You got to be smart about where you put it.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, if you look at Tennessee, you go through, they check every little bit of you. You go to Vanderbilt and you walk through with your hands up and walk straight on in.
Dude, Vanderbilt was like, I was like kind of nervous because I had a friend
Yeah.
who took a lot of alcohol in there.
I also had a friend.
They knew what they were like getting themselves into going to that game. I don't know why I went to that game.
Yeah.
I don't know why a friend went to that game.
We had a good time after.
You got in, and I was like, my friend was freaking out about like where to put it because it was too much. You shouldn't have done it. And I was like, I'm like sweating a little bit. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to throw it away, or they're gonna tell me to go home or something stupid like that. And I was like, I'm just gonna get unlucky on how this all takes place. And they were like, all right, go, like, scan your ticket. All right, have fun. Get your ass
Log
kicked.
in with your hands up.
And yeah, so that was.
I was like, what just happened? Like, that wasn't even.
And I've gone to UT, especially if you wear boots. I've never tried to sneak it in boots if I wear them because I know like they're gonna pay. Like if you're wearing boots, that's the first signal to them. Like, yeah, that dude's sneaking in alcohol. And so they like pat you down there. So I've never put it in there. I won't tell you. You can like maybe DM me. I'll teach you my ways. I don't know, my friends' ways. But yeah, I maybe they'll be more strict now because they know they've got to make some money. I don't know.
Or maybe they'll be less strict because they think people can just buy it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't really think it'll be like I said, I don't think. I mean, there'll definitely be that drunk guy that gets hammered and talks crap to fans. Like, that's just.
But he'd probably do it anyway.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just going to be the way it is. He's going to be an ass whether he's drunk or not.
Yeah.
Now that he's drunk, even if he doesn't cuss or, like, threaten you, you can get him kicked out because he's hammered now.
Yeah.
Like, even more hammered because he's paying $10 for a Miller Lite, which is ridiculous. And
I'll
probably do it.
I was the first one to say, I'm not going to buy a beer if it's $10.
It's going to be $10.
Oh, yeah, I know. So I'm not going to buy a beer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy a crappy beer for $10.
I'd like to say I won't, but let's just be honest with ourselves. Maybe I'll see. Here's the thing: I will have to like not bring my debit card with me to games anymore, and just bring the amount of cash
that
I'll
can
spend.
Okay,
So
smart.
maybe like a beer a quarter. No, that's too much. A beer a half. I don't know. Shoot, I'm gonna spend a lot of money this year.
Yeah, you are.
I can't go to basketball games. Like I can't.
At least like, basketball games aren't as long.
Yeah, but still.
Like football game, you're gonna spend a lot of money.
I'm not. I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna take $12 cash from me. Get a Coke and a Smoky Dog.
That's it.
Go on my way. Yep. Classic.
Yeah, you're.
Oh, and a bag of peanuts. What are those? $4? $6?
That's a
So
lot.
$18. They're good though. They're worth it. Texas Roadhouse peanuts. I'm telling you guys.
You can just go on the floor at Texas Roadhouse and get you a handful before you walk in.
You don't pick up the peanuts you're gonna eat off the floor.
You could.
No, they're usually already.
All those kids
just
that
the
just like
shell.
shove their hands in that barrel and just like throw them everywhere.
I mean that's true. And disgusting.
Yeah.
So not only are you eating peanuts on the floor, also that somebody's child, snotty-nosed child, is touched too.
Yeah,
So that's
gross.
That's pretty gross. Yeah. So, but recruiting news.
Yeah.
Speaking of football
So first I'll go with basketball. So
basketball recruiting news.
Tennessee gets another transfer. And this time it's Oregon guard Victor Bailey Jr. He is a former 4-star and a top 100 player in the country out of high school. He averaged 7.4 points per game last year as a sophomore at Oregon. He's likely to sit a year, but it looks like Tennessee has a point guard that they can probably rely on after Jordan Bone left. So it doesn't look like you're going to get him next year unless something happens. But it's awesome to see Rick Barnes utilize the transfer portal. And I think it's a good thing. You get guys that aren't straight off high school basketball. You get guys with some experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
we talked about how Rick Barnes is really utilizing that transfer portal.
Yeah.
To his hopefully to his to his success. You want to flip this baseball game on real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to say ESPN 3.
Oh shoot, yeah, that's true. It's not on TV, guys. So hopefully you have ESPN 3 here or ESPN Plus, I guess.
ESPN 3. But yeah, so I think it's a good thing. You got to utilize that transfer portal, and then football recruiting. You have the summer enrollees are here, and big Darnell Wright has arrived.
They're all big. There's so many big. Savion Williams came in wearing no sleeves, of course.
Oh yeah, he never wears sleeves. I guarantee you.
No, there's no way.
No. His arms are huge anyway. He probably can't fit in sleeves.
Knox Tennis wants us to go through UT's top 8 rotation in the 1920 season.
Top 8 rotation. Oh,
talking a little basketball.
Okay. I do have some more football recruiting once you get a chance.
So let's talk some more. Let's talk about this football recruiting, and then we'll get to Knox Tennis's question.
Gotcha. So Haynes King, a 4-star quarterback, is a top quarterback in Texas. He has Vols in his top 2, and he will take an official visit before making his decision. He will officially visit Tennessee on June 7th. So it looks like Tennessee could possibly sign 2 top 2020 quarterbacks. I don't know if that'll happen. I doubt it happens.
Right.
But you at least have options there.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of shows it. Like they're going to go after the best. This staff is they're not going to settle for anything less. And if you're going to whiff, you're going to whiff on the best guys, and hopefully get some. If you do whiff, hopefully get the lower tier of the guys, but you're going after them. And I think we talked about that. This staff doesn't shy away. So.
Mm-hmm. And then you have some in-state guys. Well, first summer enrollees. Like I said, Darnell Wright is on campus. I ran into him at Walmart yesterday.
Big dude.
Getting stuff for his dorm. Big dude. If you follow me on Twitter, you can just see a little at Lambo_AB10. Follow Caleb as well.
You can point at it?
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just down. Did you get it?
There.
Okay, there we go. Just a big dude. I actually saw him, and my wife just went up because she's crazy and doesn't care. She's like, "Do you know who that is?" I was like, "Yeah, he's a recruit." And she just runs up to him. She's like, "Hey, can my husband take a picture with you?" And I was like,
"Sure."
he was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And I was like, "What's up, dude?" Sorry, my wife is crazy. But yeah, good dude. From what little interaction I had with him, big dude. So can't wait. I think he officially is a starter, right? On campus, he's a starter.
Surely,
gotta be. And then you have some top players in the state. Kind of narrowed down their top schools. So you have 4-star defensive end Tyler Barron. He's a number 11 player or number 7 player in the state. His included Tennessee in his top 11. It looks like Tennessee is really high on him. He's from the Knoxville area now, from Innsworth, transferred to Knoxville Catholic, so right in our backyard now. And from the people that I've talked to that have seen him at camps, he's been like a top 5 guy at every single camp that he's been to.
Yeah.
So super excited about his recruitment and where it plays off. It doesn't look like he's in any hurry to make a decision right now, but kind of one to keep an eye out for. And then Bryson Eason out of Memphis, he narrowed his down to the top 8, had Tennessee in it, and he's a number 11 player in the state and is an inside linebacker. Another one of those Memphis guys that Tennessee's high on that it's going to be a tough pull just because how far it actually is in Memphis. Tennessee hasn't had much success there as of late, but it looks like they're improving on that. They're really trying to hit that place hard because it's a hotbed for talent, so they need to utilize those in-state guys if they can.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then another Knoxville guy, Elijah Young, from our alma mater, South Dole.
Keys.
Go Keys. He narrowed his to the top 5, had Tennessee in it. He's a number 13 player in the state and is an all-purpose back. Just a fast dude. I think he was at Alabama today and run a 4.40.
Yeah, 4.4.
Dang, that's fast.
He said right out of the car, too.
Yeah.
So, the man ain't stretching.
Didn't even stretch.
Elijah.
Didn't even stretch. Yeah, you need to stretch, please.
The man ain't stretching.
Yeah.
And still going and absolutely tearing it up.
Yeah, but that's awesome. So we'll see kind of where his recruitment goes as well. But that's all I got for recruiting. I'm sure we'll have more in the coming days, but that's all I got right now. June is a big time for these early enrollees, for early signing period for people to take their official visits. So kind of see how that plays out. Tennessee's got a lot scheduled in the month of June.
Yeah, they do. A lot of guys that will be here. Camps. So, definitely an exciting time. Anything else for recruiting?
I don't.
No. You want to talk about Knox Tennis's question? He asked if top 8. I don't know what your top 8 is right now. I think that'll be kind of tough to gauge because you're also going to see if some guys get eligible and get eligible right away because you have 2 guys transferring in that I think you just assume aren't eligible but could make an immediate impact if they were.
Yeah.
But unfortunately not eligible currently. You still looking for the game over here? I think you have to assume Josiah James starts day 1, right?
Oh, yeah, you got to.
I feel like Jalen Johnson maybe, DJ Burns, Jordan Bowden. These are guys I think are going to make an impact this year. And then, the way John Fulkerson finished the year at this point.
Oh, yeah, top 8 for sure.
Well, at this point, when you look at the roster, who's in front of him?
Yeah, you think he's a starter.
Yeah. So does Bowden continue to come off the bench and Lamonte Turner start? Does Lamonte start the year and Josiah James not in the top 5 at the beginning of the year?
See, I have all 3 of them starting.
You have all 3 of them starting, so Jalen Johnson's not in it?
I would say he's off the bench.
Say he's off the bench, okay.
I guess I could switch that up. I guess it doesn't really matter of how much Bowden and Lamonte would play if they came off the bench.
Right.
But if I was just naming off starters, I would think they would start.
Yeah, I think that's a safe assumption.
And then probably...
And DJ and Fulkerson, right?
Yeah, as of right now, and maybe Uros,
Again,
Plavsic.
We haven't heard if he's going to be eligible.
Right, yeah. So
that's kind of, I think, one thing that affects that top 8 rotation and can definitely have a bearing on what takes place. So.
And then that Oliver Niquam, I don't know how to say his last name. But the dude, he was from Finland, and then came over to the States.
Yeah.
He might be one as well. Drew Pember might get playing time. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that anybody on this roster can get playing time.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I want to see Zach Kent. It looks like he was going to be a role player for him last year, and for whatever reason didn't. Mm-hmm. So maybe he's improved. We'll see kind of where that goes.
Yeah. I think, you heard last year before his injury that he may be someone that makes an impact this year, and he just never, I guess, got healthy or never got healthy enough to be that guy. Don't really know what happened there. Not real sure. So, of the weeks.
I'm going to go with my first one is Baylor's catcher, Shea Langerlars. I don't know how to say it. But he had 11 RBIs. So it's a name you definitely want to get to know. 11 RBIs for Baylor as they defeated Omaha in an elimination game 24-6. I think he was 5 for 6 on the day. So he set an NCAA baseball record with that, or a tournament record with that. The previous record was in 2018 by a Vanderbilt player had 10 RBIs. So he broke 11 RBIs. He had to get that 11. 11 RBIs in a game. That's nuts.
That's one of the more ridiculous things I've ever heard.
And 24-6 in a baseball game?
Yeah, that's stupid. That's poor other team.
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
Poor people.
Can't imagine dealing with that.
Yeah, it's bad.
That'd be very demoralizing. Very demoralizing. My most important of the week is first off, my adult league team won the championship. Vestal FC forever. Go Vestal FC. So that's my first one. My next one, I don't know if this is like, I mean, it's definitely most important, but it's got to be a fail for, I guess, all those NBA free throw people who miss free throws. But somebody tweeted that they said, my uncle blind, y'all, and made a free throw on his first try. So why are you missing free throws?
Yeah.
Close your eyes, man? I don't know.
Maybe it's easier. I don't know. I don't usually shut my eyes before
I don't
free throw.
I haven't shot a free throw in 15 years. So
you don't just go. You don't go practice them?
No.
Me either.
I don't. I'm a man.
So I shoot threes and half court shots.
I jack up threes and miss them.
Shoot threes and half court shots.
That's exactly what I do. Yeah. So sorry.
Most important.
I hate to break your news.
Do you have any more?
Got to go through all my screenshots here. See what I've got. That's how I keep my most importance.
Nice.
Most importance. So
you don't have a separate folder?
I don't have a separate folder.
Me either.
I do favorite them as I kind of go. I got a couple fails, and they actually both have to do with baseball. So
yeah, I don't have any more most important. So if you want to go for the fails,
oh,
actually, I do want to mention one.
Oh, me first for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Kevin Na won his won on the PGA Tour last week, and he gifted his. So he won a 1973 Dodge Challenger and gifted it to his caddy.
Nice.
So yeah. So I mean, gotta treat those caddies good. They help you win.
I'm gonna go most important. Pascal Siakam for the Toronto Raptors, having 32 points against the Warriors in Game 1, and led them to victory.
I can't believe you didn't go with the Sanchez with that throw.
Oh, that is
to second.
Thank you for that. That is one of the most beautiful plays I've ever seen in my entire life.
I guess I wasn't really listening to you. I heard you say Baylor catcher. I just assumed you meant Yankee catcher. I was like, yes.
So Gary Sanchez picks a runner off, leading off from second, and it is the most beautiful play in baseball you'll ever see.
I mean,
because Sanchez gets kind of a rap being like just lazy.
First off, that runner had to just not be paying attention, right? That had to be part of it.
Well, it was a set play because that's why Torres covered second.
Right.
So, it was a play in motion, but his pop-out time and just an incredible throw.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible
it still had to be so fast.
Yeah.
Like, everything had to be so fast. But, I mean, there shouldn't be a reason you're getting picked off in that position.
Oh, yeah. No.
No matter what the catcher does.
No.
So, I mean, part of it was him being off, but most of it was the incredible play.
Yeah.
So
beautiful.
Fail
of the week. Brad Calipari has entered the transfer portal from Kentucky.
Nothing given, everything earned.
Yeah, so I guess he wasn't getting enough playing time.
I guess not.
I don't think he was ranked out of like high school, so
I mean,
I'm not surprised.
I'm gonna go with definitely not ranked out of high school.
So I don't know where he would end up, but it's kind of sad, I guess. You go there because your dad's the head coach and you leave there?
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Sorry.
Pretty rough.
Good luck, Brad. Brad, Chad, and Thad.
Definitely good luck. Fail of the week. Gonna have to go with the TSSAA here.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Suspending. So I don't know if y'all saw the video, but good God, the coaches. There's no reason to act like that unless the umpire like murdered your players. There's no reason to act like that. Just acts like a total moron, kicking dirt at him for like 3 minutes. His high school baseball players are pulling him back. And then the TSSAA hands out a suspension that's a 2-game suspension for the coach. Then they hand out a $4,500 fine to the program and a 2-year postseason ban to the program.
That sucks.
Because of what the coach did.
Yeah.
Can you all, if you figure out what's wrong with that,
he got 2 games.
He got 2 games. And then they said they couldn't punish school employees. But you suspended him 2 games.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
And then someone was like, well, aren't you still punishing the coach or the team and the program if you suspend the coach for games? Yeah, but you're not keeping the kids' ability away to win a championship. Like, they could still technically go win a championship.
Right.
Now they don't. Now their season's over after senior night. Their postseason. Like, they have no chance of postseason.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it was a scandal from the whole program. It was literally just the coach acting like an idiot.
Which I have a problem with, like, the way they handled the Powell thing. Like, I don't know if they got more than a 1-year postseason ban, but like, you don't really do much to the coach at all. You just, how many players on that Powell team either knew he'd be ineligible or just went and like, or were like even knew he was ineligible.
They probably didn't.
They probably told the first game like, yeah, he's eligible, he's all good.
Yeah.
They're not in there forging the paperwork or whatever they had to do.
Yep.
So I have a problem with the way they handled that one. It's not as big of a deal because at least, like you said, it was kind of a program thing, so that's not as big of a deal. But what coaches? How much trouble did the coach get in? He's still coaching there.
Yeah.
He's still getting paid. It maybe made him pay the fine, but I don't think that was I think it's like $150 a game for playing an ineligible player. And if you didn't know he was ineligible, then fair. But again, you're punishing the wrong people at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've got a problem with it.
I agree, and I also have a fell for the TSSAA. Tennessee's number 1 ranked player in the 2020 class, 5-star, Reggie Grimes, played at Mount Juliet. His dad got a coordinator position at Ravenwood, and so he announced that he was going to transfer to Ravenwood to play for his dad, and they said he was ineligible for next season. I mean, it's one thing that your dad gets a volunteer coach position coaching freshman long snappers.
Yeah, but it's like your job taking it.
Yeah, but you're a coordinator.
And apparently there's like a rule to protect them from that, but it's like, I don't know. And especially like if they physically move addresses, that should definitely have something to do with it. I don't know if they are or have or what. But that should trump whatever it is.
Yeah,
so.
NCAA, or sorry, that too, but TSSAA, you got to be in it for the kids. I mean, you wouldn't have a job if it weren't for kids.
Yep.
So that's what you should be in the profession for. So you need to, you need to do something because what you're doing ain't working.
Yep. UNC's up early 2-0 right now.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was bases loaded with 1 out before a single scored 2 runs.
Dang.
So ball's down early. That's tough right there. That is definitely tough. What's my other fail? I think that was it, actually.
That's it for me.
I do have something I want to mention because this is awesome. James_Date, or whoever that is, tweeted his plans. So I think there were 8 technical winners for the spelling bee this year. So they need to obviously reform those rules. So his plans for the spelling bee are no ties. The kids spell until they can't anymore. 3, his first rule is at 1 a.m. they lose the ability to hear the word in a sentence, so you can't read that for them. At 2 a.m. the word is not repeated back. And at 3 a.m., every word is a small Welsh town. I don't know if you've seen some of the Welsh towns. Have you seen the names for them? I'll have to show them to you after the show. If you guys don't, Google them and look it up. They're awesome. They make no sense. I don't know how they got to that point, but it's incredible, some of the Welsh towns out there. I'll look it up after this. They're awesome.
Stupidity is an epidemic.
I don't know if this is stupidity. I don't know. I guess it is, because if you're a front wiper, you're pretty stupid. The good news is your problems are solved. You don't have to like reach in there anymore because there's a toilet aid tool that it's a comfort wipe. It extends over 15 inches. It grips the toilet paper or pre-moistened wipes, and you don't even have to get all in there. So you're almost like a back wiper and a front wiper at the same time.
Oh my god.
Bad news, Walmart's out of stock, so you'll have to find somewhere else to get it.
Sure.
But it solves all your problems, front wipers.
You could probably get one at like Goodwill or something.
Yeah, probably.
Probably used. It's all good, right?
Sure.
That's terrible. Don't be a front wiper. Please do not be a front wiper. So my stupidity is an epidemic. Sam Smith, our boy, is back.
He's back.
So
do you think it's a troll, or do you think he's actually mad about all the things he gets mad about?
I think he is mad. He's just one of those people that are just mad.
Just wants to be mad about something.
So he said after Tennessee lost to Liberty on Friday, he said, "It's over. You suck. This staff sucks. I hope we get a new staff. And roster, you can't handle the bright lights." I was right. I've said it all year that Tony is a bottom tier coach. Fire Tony, fire Josh, fire Frank.
Fire them all, baby.
Yeah, I mean, that guy is fired up. So we had a Twitter question about Sam. And Sam, just so you know, like, this is after you've tweeted that Tennessee is now in the regional final. And it's been 14 years since Tennessee's been in the NCAA tournament. So, yeah, I think it's pretty successful season, in my opinion, even though they're down 3-0 right now to North Carolina. But at Soldier Boys Flow, he said, should we hire Sam Smith as head coach for football? Clearly he thinks he should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. I definitely think Sam Smith should be.
Today.
I think that would be the only thing that would make him happy. So,
No, maybe he'd fire himself, though, real early on.
Sam is mad online. He's mad. I bet he's having a field day with Tennessee right now. Do you have another stupidity?
I don't have any more stupidities.
So I have one more, and it's Anna O. O-U. I don't know how you would say O-U. Anyway. Ow. She says, I feel like if Pocahontas was a real person, she'd be, I don't know how you say that. She's a singer and songwriter. Tanashi. I think that's how you say it. How would you say that name?
Tanashi?
Yes. Tanashia. She said, I feel like if Pocahontas was a real person, she'd be Tanashia. Pocahontas was a real person.
She was.
I hate to break it to her.
Was she? Pocahontas was? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or are you thinking Sacagawea?
Pocahontas was real.
Are you thinking Sacagawea?
I'm pretty sure Pocahontas was real, right?
I don't know. Think so.
If not,
I think you're thinking of Sacagawea. She was real. Oh, she was maybe.
Yeah, she was real.
I was gonna say, I know John Smith was like a real person at Jamestown, but yeah, okay, she was.
Sweet. I'm not an idiot.
I wasn't sure. Like I knew John Smith was real, so
You
I
made me
wasn't sure if
second
that
guess
was like,
myself.
huh?
You made me second guess myself. I was like, am I the idiot here?
Well, I wasn't sure, so I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
That's all. Just wanted to make sure. Double check you, you know.
Ooh. I heard we have some friends.
We have some friends?
We do.
Sweet, I love friends. I love them.
So I'm going to tell you about our friend at SeatGeek. Let them take the confusion out of your ticket buying experience. Instead of shopping dozens of sites to find the best deal, let SeatGeek do the work for you. Their app scans the web for the best deals to your favorite game, concert, or show and rates them on a scale of 0 to 10 to let you know you're getting the best bang for your buck. A green dot, great deal. Yellow dot, good deal. Red dot, not so good deal. Duh. Use promo code ACAA at checkout to receive $20 off your first purchase. That's 2 free beers at the stadium on them. Possibly in Neyland next year. What are you waiting for? Go there. Take it.
Do it. You SeatGeek.
Yep. That's promo code ACAA for $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek, Life's an event. We have the tickets.
And if you guys are looking to gamble on a little bit of games, I can help you. I can't tell you who to bet on, but I can tell you who to bet with. That's MyBookie. Remember, who you're betting on is just as important as who you're betting with. That's why I always tell my people to go to MyBookie. Trust me, guys, they are the best bet this season. They've been in the business for years. They have great reviews online, and their mobile site is easy to use. I would only recommend a service to my listeners that's been good to me. So I'm urging you to make your way to MyBookie. You win, they pay. They have in-game live betting, the most rewarding player perks in the business. For you fantasy guys out there, you can even bet the over-under on how many fantasy points a player will score each game. Join now. MyBookie will match your deposit dollar for dollar, but only if you use the promo code ISSUE. It's promo code ISSUE, ISSUE. If you visit MyBookie online today, it's MyBookie. And don't forget to use promo code ISSUE when signing up to claim up to $1,000 in free play. You play, you win, you get paid.
Go check them out.
Go check them out, guys.
They're the best. Best in the business. Both those people are best in the business. What are you waiting for?
Guys, thank you all for joining. We're going to go watch fall baseball. Hopefully advance to tomorrow. Take UNC to an elimination game. That'd be nice.
Get your shirts.
Yeah, get your shirts.
Get your shirts.
You ended up
and follow us on. We're back on Instagram.
We're gonna try to be more active on Instagram. We like Instagram, so we'd like to use it.
Yeah. So go check us out, and we're bringing the boat in, and we out.